What is up, Blues? Welcome back to my channel. And tomorrow we are going to play against Atletico Madrid in the round of 16 of the Champions League. And wow, this game is going to be a crazy one. And two great managers, they're going to be able, to compete against one another. Thomas Tuchel of Chelsea versus Diego Simeone of Atletico Madrid. And I've been waiting for this game for a long time since we got this draw. And this game, it's a very tough one, to see, who's gonna go through. But I'm betting on my team. I think tomorrow we're gonna at least be able to get a draw. I think Tuchel has been able to, make a good defense. If the players don't make any mistakes, I think we're gonna be able to, to be a proper defensive team. And I think if actually our attackers be able to, I guess create some moments of magic, we should be able to cause a big danger for Atletico Madrid. As of injuries, Tuchel said Thiago Silva is not going to be available, so I think Christensen is going to be starting in front of him. And I think Kai Havertz and Pulisic are back. But again, I just don't think they're gonna start. I think their injuries, took a while for them to recover, and I think it's gonna be stupid, to play them against Atletico in this type of intense match. And Atletico, they're gonna be able defensively solid. They're gonna be able, to properly defend against us, and I just hope we're gonna be able, to at least put a lot of pressure on them. And I think maybe Atletico, they might start pressing us. I think this year they've been a little bit more progressive compared to previous years. They are a bit more pressive. Pressive. What was that word? They press more, and they're more aggressive with their approach with every game. I think their wing backs has been able to help them press the opponent a bit higher. I think currently Trippier is suspended, and Marcus Llorente has been playing as the right wing back. Renan Lodi is going to be the left wing back, and I think they're going to be able to cause a lot of attacking danger for us. We have to be alert, and we have to be able to constantly defend against them. And the midfield battle is going to be very interesting. Recently Atletico has been going with that midfield three and the three at the back. They play like it's like a 3-1-4-2 they play. So I think Kondogbia is at DM, and then Koke and Saul as the number 8s. And he's been working for them. The results not so much, but before that they were getting a lot of results with this three at the back. And their front two, Luis Suarez and Joao Felix. Obviously we know what Luis Suarez can do. We've seen his quality, world-class moments against many opponents in the Champions League. His finishing, his positioning, his runs is just impeccable. I cannot say anything about him. He's just a world-class player, and he's one of the best players in this decade. I mean, not in this decade, the previous decade. And Joao Felix, another young talent, a very superb one. Last year he was struggling, to basically make an impact for Atletico, but this year him and Suarez have been able to cause a lot of danger for opponents, and I'm expecting for them to make a big issues for our defenders. Carrasco is not available for them. Versalco is not available for them. Jimenez is not available for them. And I think who's that midfielder? Hector Herrera is not available too. So it's gonna be a couple of big players that are missing for them. And us, I hope that we're gonna be our mindset is gonna be fully on the game, and I think we should be able to at least bring up a very good game for Atletico Madrid. I think this game is not a write-off. A lot of fans and other people from other fan bases, they're automatically ruling us out of this tie because Atletico is on the top of the table of La Liga. But trust me guys, Atletico, they've been crumbling. Not crumbling, it's like a very strong word. I think they've been getting a couple of bad results and their form isn't the best. And even though we drew against Southampton before that, we are in our good run of form, and we've been defensively solid. And I'm expecting us to put a lot of pressure on Atletico, because I feel like Tuchel is a less defensive manager than Simeone. I think he's gonna try to go and press Simeone. And I think now let's get to the lineup. For the lineup, I've gone with Edward Mendy. I mean, we cannot really go wrong with him. I think Kepa, I just don't think he's gonna start ahead of him. And Mendy, he's been playing very well. and he's been keeping a lot of clean sheets, and I just don't think any reasons to drop him. His kicking ability is very good too, and he's been consistent in the majority of the season, so I think he deserves to start. Our back three consists of Cesar Azpilicueta, Andreas Christensen, and Antonio Rudiger. I think this is a very similar back three to the one we used against Bayern Munich in last year's round of 16. Obviously, we got heavily exposed in that game, especially because of our lack of defensive cover in the midfield, and we were constantly opened up by Bayern Munich's attack. And I think if we didn't make a couple mistakes, we could have been in the game. But Bayern Munich was a world-class team. But obviously, this Atletico team is a very good team, but I just don't think they're on a Bayern's level. I think Bayern was very, they got world-class players all over the pitch, but I think Atletico, they're not the same team. That's why I think we have a higher chance of beating them. Our midfield, I've gone with Kanté and Kovacic. I think if you want to beat a top European team, we have to have Kanté in our team. That's a no-brainer. And I've gone with Kovacic. I think Kovacic, is very good with his dribbling. I think he's very good at the ball progressions. And even though he's been playing a couple games a lot, recently, I just think maybe he's gonna be coming off in the 60th, 70th minute for Jorginho. But I think Kanté Kovacic is still our best pivot. Our wingbacks, I'm going for Chilwell and not Reece James, Callum Hudson-Odoi. I think Chilwell, he provides way more than Alonso. I think Alonso is just very slow. Besides just a couple of maybe shooting situations, he just doesn't provide anything else. And his height maybe, I guess, but in the perspective of pace, running in behind, helping the wingers, helping the center backs, he's just nowhere near as good as Chilwell. And I think Chilwell, I think Alonso didn't have the best game, so I think maybe Chile is gonna get a shout in this game. On the other hand, I want Hudson-Odoi. I think Reece James just doesn't really suit to this wingback position. I just don't like him as a wingback. I feel like he's a much more complete player, and I think usually the players that are more attacking minded play in this way. But I think Reece James is a complete fullback. That's why I think right back is the best position for him. And yeah, I think the reason I went with Hudson-Odoi is that he provides much more attacking threats than Reece James. I think Reece James is not the best with his supportive runs and running, stretching the defense. I think Hudson-Odoi is way better than that. And I think him and Chilwell are going to be a very good wingback duo against Atletico Madrid, and they're going to be able to stretch their defense. The front three, I've gone with Mason Mount. He's an undroppable player right now. I'm not going to say anything else. He's just a top quality player that will eventually turn into a world-class player. Next up, we got Timo Werner, and I think Timo, he's been getting way better recently. I think the Southampton game was a meh game for him, but overall he's been improving. And yeah, I think he's gonna start. And for the striker position, I think with Atletico's, I guess, mid to low block games, I think we're gonna need a target man. And I feel like Giroud is gonna be the perfect striker for us in this game. I think he's like a very strong striker. I think he's gonna be able to cause a lot of physical issues for the Atletico defenders, and I think he's not gonna need that much pace. I think they don't really press that often, Atletico. So I think we're gonna be able to use a target man much more effectively. And yeah, I think Werner and Mason are going to be able to play off him. I think they're going to be able to cause way more danger. From the bench, I assume we might see Christian Pulisic, Kai Havertz, Hakim Ziyech. I think there is a high chance that Hakim Ziyech might start. I feel like maybe a secondary trio that I've seen, like I was thinking about, was probably Mason on the left, Hakim on the right, and Timo up top. That was one of the front threes that I was thinking about, but I feel like maybe Tuchel trusts Werner's runs in behind and his finishing abilities more than Mason and Callum Hudson-Odoi, and maybe even more than Hakim Ziyech. Kai Havertz just came back from his injury and he just recovered, so I just don't think he's going to start. Same with Pulisic. Tammy, there is a shout for Tammy to start too, I'm not going to lie. But I think Giroud is the perfect guy. He's been having a lot of couple goals. He scored a couple of goals in Europe recently, especially that 4 goals against Sevilla, which was very impressive. And yeah, guys, my prediction for this game, even though I want to say a Chelsea win, but I feel like we're gonna go for a draw. I think a 1-1 draw is gonna be a fair result. And yeah, guys, hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Make sure to drop your predictions down below. Drop your thoughts about my lineup that I put on the screen. And yeah, see you later for the next review. Bye bye.